So instead of calculating compound interest with a table like we've been doing before and using the simple interest formula for it, there is actually a compound interest formula, and it's given to us right here. That compound interest formula will allow us to figure out the future value of any amount. Okay, so this compound interest formula is A equals P times 1 plus I all raised to the exponent n. So i.e. we're using our exponent skills and we're going to apply it now into the realm of finance. Okay, so A is equal to the total amount or the future amount of whatever it is you happen to be investing in or loaning. Okay, so if you're investing money, it's the amount of money you get at the end. If you're borrowing money, it's the future amount of money that you have to pay. P is the principal or the initial amount or the starting amount of money. Okay, so P is always the starting amount of money that either you have borrowed or you have invested. R is the annual interest rate. Okay, and so we need R in order to figure out what I is. And again, just like we did with simple interest, annual interest rate is always changed into a decimal. Okay, so we always need to convert from a decimal into a from a percentage into a decimal. Okay, the I value. Okay, and this is the one of the keys here. The I value is the interest rate, i.e. it's the R value, divided by the total number of compounding periods per year. Okay, so the number of compounding periods per year. So if you only have one compounding period per year, then it would be your R divided by 1. If there was 6 compounding periods per year, it would be R divided by 6. Okay, and the N value is the total number of compounding periods over the life of the investment or the loan. Okay, so it's the number of years times the number of compounding periods per year. Okay, and we'll talk about this when we go through and we're doing our examples. So a couple things we need to be aware of. In terms of compounding periods, I'm going to give you questions that have these words in them, and we need to figure out, well, how many times a year does that represent? So if you compound something annually, that means yearly. That means that in the course of 1 year, it's compounded 1 time. It's calculated 1 time. Semi-annually means you're compounding it 2 times in the year. Quarterly is a pretty common one. Quarterly means you're compounding it 4 times per year. If something's compounded monthly, well, there are 12 months in a year, so that's compounded 12 times per year. If something's compounded weekly, there are 52 weeks in a year, so it's compounded 52 times. And if you compound something daily, that's 365 days. So we're not counting leap years, we're using a standard 365 days as our compounding period. There is one other thing that we could include there, and that might be bi-weekly. Okay, bi-weekly would mean that you're compounding things 26 times per year. Okay, but these words, annually, semi-annually, quarterly, monthly, daily, weekly, and perhaps even bi-weekly, are the most common compounding periods that you're going to see in any of these questions that you're going to get. Okay, and so we can go through and we can use our our compound interest formula here in order to calculate the future value of an investment using compound interest, where we don't have to use a table of values and the simple interest formula.